got like the accent and just the whole sort of look.
They drink a lot of wine, they eat cheese.
They smoke a lot, they normally ride bikes. It's quite nice, yeah.
It's like independent woman.
Strong.
Yeah, very strong.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're afraid of flirting.
But like, no, you could never have me.
And they're always slightly more elusive than that, slightly more mysterious, slightly further away.
Peut-être c'est ça que vous voulez dire par cette femme française, cette légère distance.
What is it about French women?
Elle est une icône de la mode, c'est tenir une conversation et c'est une séductrice.
It's just the way she presents it, the way she carries it. You know, it's just so sexy.
I don't know what to say. I read that French women are able to eat what they want and still stay not putting on weight and things like that.
Advertising, marketing, books and film perpetuate this mystique of the French woman.
I see it like all the time. Every time you read a women's magazine, it says like that, what is the secret of French women?
French women always... Wait, what?
Ça, c'est complètement, c'est moi.
French women are effortless and graceful.
French women are always...
What? No.
Where is that taken from?
Me.
What it do?
Oh my God! It's hard because I'm not all French women, right?
I was very, very surprised that English women were like so obsessed with French culture and French women. In England, you open this magazine, you're having like how to be thinner, how to lose weight, and you're like, oh, how to be French. So to think about.
I honestly didn't know. I mean, I knew about the obsession about French, but I didn't know it was that much on the magazines and that much like in your face kind of thing.
Yeah.
French women think of themselves as a type of cheese. Which cheese are you?
You have never heard this one in my life.
That's ridiculous.
Vraiment écrit ça dans les magazines.
French women have small breasts.
No.
French women flirt with every man. Oh yeah.
Hey, cameraman.
I know, exactly.
Les femmes françaises sont toujours en retard.
Grave. Grave. Les femmes, hommes français, ça c'est la première chose que j'ai apprise. On te dit 13h, bah viens à 13h30, facile. Facile. Il faut que tu aies un livre parce que ça peut traîner jusqu'à 14h.
French women like to wear their hair in a soigné bun.
They wouldn't have worked for us, right? Because of the hair and it's just not quite the same.
Yeah. Les femmes françaises ont des amants.
That's what you say in, France. Everyone should have a French lover. Un amour.
Really?
Yes.
Moi, j'ai plus l'impression que c'est les hommes français qui donnent une impression d'avoir des amants. Enfin, récemment, tu vois, avec les contentieux politiques qu'il y a eu, genre François Hollande qui a trompé sa femme, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, etc.
Okay, let's try another one.
French women don't wear earring and a necklace at the same time.
For today is true for me.
But...
Les Françaises portent leur mascara en dormant.
Again, it's all about the appearance, it seems.
How do you feel with all of this?
I kind of, for a lot of them, I feel like I've heard them before. So because I've heard them, I've sort of internalized them.
Yeah.
Without necessarily identifying with it, but I've sort of accepted that it comes under the French umbrella. But as a French woman, I just don't, this isn't me at all. Like, I'm very, very different to all these things. So
It does feel a bit like I'm inventing something, like we're all inventing this French woman.
I don't know where it comes from, how they do it, but there is something about them. It's true. There is something, you know, they have taste, they have, look at Emmanuelle Alt, for example, the editor of French Vogue. You see her wearing just a shirt and the jean and heels, which it's nothing, you know, it's not like, I don't think she spent hours thinking what she's gonna pick up, but she just looks so chic, she's just so amazing, you know, that it's like, wow, you know, you just want to dress like her.
C'est une façon d'être à l'aise quand on n'est pas tout à fait à l'aise. C'est une façon de jeter son foulard en arrière. C'est une façon de tenir sa cigarette. De tendre son menton, de laisser tomber sa cendre sur la table. C'est ça le chic. C'est une insolence contrôlée.
They preach the naturel, they don't really wear a lot of makeup, they don't really brush their hair so much, but they have one item of clothes that's quite nice and that kind of makes the whole thing, I think.
It doesn't really look like she's trying too hard. And that's one of the strong characteristics of French women that definitely appeals to me.
You don't need, you know, everything that matches to dress well and to seduce and to have people look at you.
There is this, you know, little game going on of like being rebel and being, you know, and being sexy and feminine at the same time.
I think play the game is a good way of describing it. You know, that can be quite seductive or it can be quite coquettish. There's different ways that they'll do that, but they are playing.
They are playing. C'est ce qui fait la particularité de la population française et de la française. C'est une silhouette, c'est une allure, c'est une façon de marcher, c'est une façon d'être. Les vêtements, les accessoires sont là pour cultiver cette allure.
Ouais, bah c'est ça, on a toujours un petit basique dans la garde-robe.
Ouais.
French woman is, you know, more simple, more natural look than UK, I think, than here for me.
I think that was really interesting. That actually, you know, we hide behind those kind of stereotypes. Yeah, it's hard to know if how they act or what they dress or how we act and how we dress is like effortless or it's actually secretly we do put effort into it, but it seems like it's effortless.
Yeah.
French women are effortless and graceful all the time.
Graceful.
To be honest, a very flattering myth about us.
Well, clearly, I do fart. So I'm not sure that's being effortless or graceful, but...
You fart effortlessly, I guess.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, I'm not bothering, but...
And gracefully.
Okay. Les femmes françaises fument? Bah oui.
Complètement.
Complètement.
Yeah. We don't smoke. I do sometimes.
You do?
Yeah, me too.
French women are always well dressed. I kind of agree with this one. Why? I don't know. Because I see it with my eyes, but then it's according to taste and preferences.
I think so. Is it with your eyes or is it conditioning? Is it what we're bashed with?
Les femmes françaises portent du noir, gris et beige.
Noir, gris, beige, c'est pas très gai tout ça.
Ouais.
Mais bon. Non, je vois pas le...
I think that's a bit of a cliche.
French women are moody.
Like it doesn't apply to what I know of French women.
Never had plastic surgery.
I know a French friend who's had it.
Les femmes françaises n'ont pas de tatouage.
Les femmes françaises aiment les pains au chocolat. Ouais.
We like it, of course. No, we love it.
Yeah, we love it. We could talk about pain au chocolat all day, so please stop us.
I know.
Les femmes françaises portent toujours du rouge à lèvres.
I wear lipstick.
Red lipstick.
When they go out, red lipstick. Red lipstick, yeah.
Red lipstick.
Yeah, sexy red lipstick.
Porter du rouge, C'est déclarer quelque chose. Je vous dis, on pourrait mettre du rouge à lèvres pour demander une augmentation.
Their smile or what they say or how they look at you translate. It's in le regard, it could be in the way you look, the way you walk.
Quelqu'un qui a du charme, c'est quelqu'un qui séduit, qui sait bouger, qui est naturel.
And that's cultural too, you know, have we learned to be kind of coquine, you know, mischievous.
French women seem to think everything is sexy and chic, and they make it look effortless, especially when it comes to sex.
And if you go through, you know, the love poem, the troubadour, the history, and the male, the French male, and all that, you could, and I'm not a philosopher or an anthropologist, but you could kind of write a book about it.
French women appear to us, sort of in the English-speaking world, as these wonderful, beautifully groomed, elegant, somewhat aloof creatures, and I think that's why there are so many books on this subject.
And this leads to a rather romanticised notion of French women, doesn't it?
Well, I think it does.
They're definitely flirtatious, I would say.
When I look people in the eyes, they just say, oh, French. It's like, ooh. It's like,
oh my God, that's so true. That's so true.
It's not necessarily something that's learned. It's probably something that they just pick up on their friends around them, obviously their mothers.
But it's because of the myth. That's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, that's not a meme. French women don't mind if their husbands, boyfriends, partners enjoy 5 à 7.
Oh my God, this is gold. This is gold. Okay, my boss is always making jokes about this, and he's always saying, when he leaves, he always says, "Hey Sophia, I'm going to my 5 à 7. See ya." Le 5 à 7 quoi?
I think I've heard something along those lines before, but only in, like, Anglophone media.
A 5 to 7 relationship is a relationship outside of marriage.
Seriously, the French actually block out time for that?
I guess we're pretty laid back with all of this, no?
What, you would let your boyfriend cheat on you? Or your husband cheat on you?
Only from 5 à 7. But I've never heard of it before. Maybe it's from a movie or something.
Mais je vous dis toujours, encore une fois, je ne sais pas trop ce qu'est la femme française, si vous voulez. C'est très mêlé de l'image de cinéma, de romans.
It really became concrete during the new wave in France, where all of a sudden all these incredible actresses came out of those movies that were self-financed or with kind of production that left more freedom.
I don't know enough about the French cinema of the mid-50s, to be quite honest. But something did change in the world, and I started, you know, these films started being made. Conventional society in England was very dull and quite sort of skimpy. I mean, English actresses at the time would have been much...
I don't understand why Parisians making love every time they get a chance.
paler, and French women were like these sort of red-blooded...
Je te plais? Ah oui, tu me plais. Je te plais beaucoup.
Full-bodied figures in a forbidden landscape. You just caught glimpses of these women.
Oh, is she? You should have seen her in the playground. Sex. Terrific. Alice Esquion, she's French.
Like any sensible fellow, I was absolutely besotted with Simone Signoret in Room at the Top.
You remind me of a boy I used to know at the university in Paris.
But of course it's interesting that I don't think in the book she's a French woman. I think that was Jack Clayton's casting of her. In other words, he couldn't find an English woman who had the sexuality, the authority, the sort of warmth, the generosity, all those qualities that she has on the screen.
Well, I didn't really know this term of new wave. I had to Google it. You did too. But once I put in new wave, I saw Brigitte Bardot.
Bardot was so sexy. And again, sort of gobsmacking.
When you look at Contempt or the way Brigitte Bardot is portrayed by Godard, we can see that she's very sexualized, very wild, very free.
Et mes sœurs, tu les aimes?
Oui.
Bardot became, not just a body. Obviously, she was a body. She was a bunch of ideas as well.
All of a sudden, French women were completely crystallized. Because it's true, it is a fact, that there's some kind of romantic and romanticized idea of a French woman.
The first film I saw with Bardot was undoubtedly Et Dieu créa la femme, God Created Woman, shot by Vadine. I sort of seem to remember her as, being pretty naked in that film, actually. But now I go back and look at the film, she seems ridiculously clothed. Maybe I saw a different version of the film, or of course I may have sort of mentally unclothed her.
Those actresses become, the opportunity for the director to create this ideal woman.
Beauvoir said of Bardot exactly what I feel, which is, I know nothing about Brigitte Bardot. I only know BB, the myth, not the individual at all. Burn away all the disguises and the camouflage, the real, the natural, the authentic.
They're all words you'd sort of include in a sort of idealized portrait of a woman, aren't they?
J'appartiens à tout le monde. On me fait dire des choses que je ne dis pas. On me fait faire des choses que je ne fais pas. C'est un peu, je vous dis, on a un peu l'impression de ne plus être libre.
La femme française, si vous voulez, c'est une image.
French women, they are all slim.
Elle est l'image de chaque homme, en fait.
That's what you say in, France. Everyone should have a French lover.
C'est-à-dire que chacun y a accroché son image.
There are so many books on this.
That's one of the things we should take from French women is we should be a little more open and willing to explore.
Et c'est l'image tellement diversifiée.
Actually, a little less open. Oh, less open. A little more mysterious. Oh, okay.
Qu'en fait, peut-être elle n'existe pas, cette femme. La femme française est peut-être une invention étrangère. C'est ce que je crois, au fond.
There is this French myths that build up.
I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life.
I think that's probably a myth.
The myth. Kind of mythical French woman myth.
Le mythe pour moi de la femme française.
Imagine carrying this myth on your shoulders.
Old French myth.
Et ça, c'est le mythe justement de ces nanas.
That all French women do that.
Yeah, no, not all French women. Everything's a myth anyways.
We're wonderful. I mean, we're not wonderful, we're just winners.
Winners?
Well, if you do all these things and if really it works, does it
If
work?
it works.
If it works, then you're top of the world all the time. That's really...
It's funny because the more we talk about it...
For what is it about man? Or is it about money? Power?
That must be very
What is it for? It is for power. Power.
I'm trying to think of a living French woman I know who would match with all this.
Donc la femme française, elle n'existe pas en fait.
Peut-être. Mais est-ce qu'on existe, non?
Mais ça veut dire, enfin pour moi, le naturel et la grâce, c'est un truc inhérent à un individu. Donc ça veut dire qu'il y a des gens qui sont naturels et gracieux que des fois et pas d'autres. Enfin, je comprends pas. Enfin, ou t'es naturel et gracieux, ou tu l'es pas en fait. Donc c'est pas genre.
Ouais, mais ça, je pense que ça rappelle la danseuse de l'opéra, tu vois. Cette femme un peu frêle, avec ce port de tête, tu sais.
C'est complètement nous, ça.
Avec ses ballerines qui court pour attraper son métro, mais d'une façon très gracieuse, et qui, avec sa cigarette, qui s'arrête, mais elle fume, mais de façon tellement élégante.
Mais moi, j'ai jamais vu cette femme, en fait.
Ah si, mais t'as pas habité dans le 6e.
Donc finalement, alors on a déjà réduit la femme française à la parisienne, et en plus on va réduire la femme française à la fille qui habite dans le 6e.
Exactement, voilà, au café de Flore.
Donc la femme française est une bourgeoise.
Tout à fait, exactement, la femme française, voilà, une bourgeoise blanche, donc forcément mince parce qu'elle mange que des choses saines, mais un coach pour faire sa gym, son yoga. C'est vrai, elle est sur son vélo avec son matelas de yoga derrière, puis elle passe prendre ses enfants qui sont tout minces et tout beaux.
Ils sont parfaits.
Ils sont parfaits, mais qui sommes-nous?
Bah, moi, je suis une fille du ghetto. Hein.
So,
I can't even pronounce that word.
artichoke.
Artichoke soup.
Artichaut soupe. Les femmes françaises mangent des soupes aux artichauts.
Kind of soup? Artichaut.
French women wear belted trench coats.
It's like the older generation.
Yeah, it's like the people born in the 50s.
Les femmes françaises apprennent le ballet à l'école.
French women wear scarves with everything.
No, that's old school, I think.
Yeah.
Les foulards, scarves.
Well, they are one of the greatest accessory of a French woman.
For example, this one. You can just wear it like that.
To show your color. But you can also fold it in two and play with it, show the color that you want to show.
That's really the trick of the French woman.
And if you want, you can wear it like that.
You have endless ways of showing your scarves.
And it all depends what you wear, what mood you're in.
And have fun with it, because scarves are really easy and they make a statement
About your own brand identity.
We hate how-to books, we laugh at them.
I'm sorry.
We never had a how to put a scarf together. I mean, I was shocked in America when people asked me, could you write in a book how to? And I said, but we don't have a how to. So how did you learn? Well, I watched my mother.
Moi, je sais que des fois, il y a des trucs comme ça que ma mère m'a appris, genre sur comment se tenir en société.
I was told so many things about colour and like what colours you were allowed to wear together and what not to wear together.
Me too.
I have friends who, when they read my book, said, I've never worn a scarf because I don't know how to do it. I'm afraid. That's the word, And I said, afraid of what?
I've got French friends, and one of them also the Prince. She's got amazing scarves, and it's beautiful the way they wear it. So they wear it really a French way, but they are very special scarves.
Again, don't make judgment. They didn't have a mother who dressed up on Sunday like mine did, or another way for another woman.
I think that the vision of the French woman is very outdated.
Yeah, a bit out of date, a bit
old-fashioned.
Super old-fashioned.
They need to update their data.
Yeah, they do. They kind of do.
Moi, je pense que ce stéréotype, il est là depuis beaucoup d'années, enfin depuis très longtemps en fait, et qu'aujourd'hui, justement, vu que nous on fait partie d'une génération nouvelle, je pense que ça écrase ce stéréotype.
Et que c'est un mythe finalement. Flatteur, mais un mythe. Alors c'est une définition qui est apparue au fur et à mesure des époques. On peut considérer que l'image de la française s'est construite à partir de Marie-Antoinette. C'est la première reine de France à avoir donné le ton pour la mode. Elle a néanmoins laissé le souvenir d'une femme coquette qui appréciait les étoffes, les belles coiffures, les robes. Ces éléments historiques sont valables dans la mesure où ils se sont installés au fil du temps et ont pu être copiés. Aujourd'hui, il y a dans la haute couture, Paris reste la capitale mondiale où il y a le plus de maisons de haute couture et reconnue comme telle.
The myth is current because it is perpetuated on purpose to sell, and also because it still interests us, and so we keep it alive.
Et font appel à des icônes, des célébrités pour porter l'image de leur maison. L'objectif est de vendre du rêve.
Elle peut être extraordinaire si je l'écris, ou si je la photographie, ou si je vous regarde, ou si je le portraitise d'une certaine façon. Tant qu'elle est dans la vie courante, tant que je ne la sors pas de la vie courante, par des mots, par des couleurs, par des attitudes, par un vêtement, par une façon de parler de vous, elle n'est rien. Rien n'existe, sauf de la façon dont nous le voyons.
Alors les Françaises peuvent aussi s'y identifier parce que c'est une image flatteuse. Hein, et elles-mêmes peuvent être prises au jeu et aussi vouloir correspondre à cette image. Là, c'est habile quand on connaît cette image et qu'on peut jouer avec.
That's two pictures of me. That's Mimi, more like colourful and a bit more sportswear, and this one is a bit, that's like my Tinder picture.
This is you as French?
Yeah, that's me as French, so yeah. It's like Mimi, the sort of, you know, being a bit sort of seductive and sort of
like sometimes it's kind of weird because you don't need to say anything else, you just come up to someone and you're like, I'm French, and that's it. Like, you play French and it works because you don't have to prove anything else.
You say I'm French, already people are nice, it's a nice dynamic, you know. And if you're from Paris, then they're like, oh, I love Paris. So it's always a nice start in a conversation, and I think then there's the other aspect.
Being French is like sexy for some guys, or British guys at least.
Is je ne sais quoi, you know.
Like I asked my male friends, and they said
French women are meant to be quite, yeah, I've heard they're quite sexy.
Yeah, but again, which French women are they talking about? I'm not sure about that.
I feel like I play on this being French thing, but I feel like I'm a bit cold and like I kind of put up a barrier or pretending like you don't care, but really you want to go home with them.
Maybe we got comfortable with that reputation thanks to all those new wave actresses. So now we're kind of sitting on our laurier and we don't make any efforts anymore, and everybody still think of all these incredible actresses and still think, oh my God, French women are just great. And we're like, yeah, we're fantastic. But actually that's not true. We're just kind of like sitting on all those past efforts that other people did. Maybe.
I've used it to excuse my behavior, especially in relationships. I would see multiple people. I would see different partners, and I would say, "I'm sorry. I'm just French."
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. I apologize. Where's the camera? I apologize to you, the person I did that to.
Why is it more valid to say like, "Oh, sorry, I'm French," than "Sorry, I do whatever I want"? I don't know. That's where I'm getting a bit confused, because yeah, it's an easy way, but then it's. I don't know, like...
Because people buy it. I mean, being a French woman don't determine who I am. But the more I talk about it, and the more I travel, and the more I see that the way I see my sexuality and love is very much influenced by the fact that I'm French.
If France is known for its cuisine, its wine, and its women, what is it about French women?
I don't know what to say. I read that French women are able to do the lives they want and eat what they want and still stay not putting on weight and things like that.
You're not mentioning anything to do with a certain kind of flirtatiousness.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't think of that because... Oh yes, no, I didn't think of that.
Mais déjà, moi je comprends même pas le mythe sur pourquoi elles auraient envie d'être une femme française. Enfin, je vois pas en quoi c'est. Moi j'aimerais bien aussi être une femme anglaise parce que je trouve que les femmes anglaises elles ont beaucoup de chance de pouvoir. Je trouve qu'elles s'habillent assez, tu vois, court, tout ça.
Oui, elles sont assez
et elles
libérées.
Se font pas, voilà, et elles se font pas trop emmerder. À Paris, c'est impossible de s'habiller comme ça.
We're much more at ease in England. That's why I came here in the first place.
I think it's kind of like the dark way of being French in a way, because you're so much exposed to judgment.
Et d'ailleurs, j'ai vu un reportage d'une Anglaise qui... C'était assez horrible, ce que je vais dire, mais bon. Elle était habillée comme une Anglaise, quoi. C'était comme elle avait envie d'être habillée, au final. Dans le métro, et il y a un mec, dans le métro parisien, un mec qui lui met une main au cul. Donc tu les vois sur la caméra de surveillance et elle se retourne, parce qu'elle n'est pas habituée, parce que j'ai l'impression que, peut-être je me trompe, mais qu'en Angleterre, c'est quand même beaucoup plus respectueux. Elle se retourne et elle lui fout une gifle. Et tu la vois ensuite témoigner, le visage boursouflé de bleu, parce que le type l'avait tabassé, parce qu'elle avait osé lui mettre une gifle, parce qu'il avait mis une...
Now, you've been looking at a report, shocking figures. Is this related to France or is this global?
French report.
A French report. 100% of women have been harassed at least once on public transport.
That's right.
That's a shocking figure.
C'est pas si cool, en fait, d'être une femme française. Parfois, on aimerait bien être quelque chose d'autre.
En tout cas, ce qui est sûr, c'est qu'en France, il y a une espèce de tolérance au sexisme ordinaire qui est plus forte que dans certains pays, parce que c'est vu comme un truc valorisant, de séduction à la française, de justification de cette espèce de sexisme ordinaire sous couvert d'un truc culturel. On a lancé une tribune qu'on a publiée dans le journal Libération, qui s'appelait Bas les pattes, qui avait été signée par une quarantaine de journalistes pour dénoncer l'attitude des hommes politiques à l'égard des journalistes, en racontant quelles étaient aussi tout simplement nos conditions de travail parfois au quotidien, c'est-à-dire des remarques sur comment on était habillés, si on était bien bronzé, à proposer, genre, je te donne une info, mais en échange, tu viens à l'apéro, etc., etc. Parfois des cas pouvant relever de harcèlement sexuel.
Or, le harcèlement sexuel touche les Français comme tous les citoyens de beaucoup de pays. Et donc, il y a une espèce de paradoxe où à la fois, on est tout à fait protégé. L'article 222-33 est là, les critères sont clairs, la répression existe, les condamnations sont là. Et en même temps, beaucoup de gens hésitent à porter plainte, à déposer plainte, à aller jusqu'au bout, et hésitent même à témoigner dans le procès de quelqu'un d'autre, alors qu'ils ont été le témoin direct du harcèlement sexuel. La limite est toujours, est-ce que ça fait pas partie du jeu de séduction à la française ? Où est la limite ? Avec des gens autour de vous qui vous diront « mais non, ne le fais pas, ne porte pas plainte, c'est toi qui as mal pris les choses, tu t'y prends mal, il faut lui répondre. » Ou alors « vas-y, c'est évident, tu peux pas accepter ça, c'est irrespectueux et anormal. » Donc, en tout cas, la loi est là et elle est protectrice. Ça, oui.
La séduction, ça n'induit pas en soi un rapport inégalitaire. Je veux dire, on se séduit tous les jours, tout le temps, enfin, amoureusement, amicalement, enfin, j'en sais rien. Enfin, voilà, c'est pas du tout le problématique. La question, c'est que ça sert parfois à justifier un rapport inégalitaire.
Et tu disais que la femme française, c'était un sujet léger, mais en fait, je trouve pas, en tant que femme, le fait qu'on attende de moi que je porte du mascara la nuit ou que je sois baisable quand je fais la queue pour acheter le pain, ouais, c'est ce genre de petite agression qui ensuite se transforme en pression qui peut paraître pas importante parce qu'elle est presque invisible, mais elle est quand même là et on grandit avec.
I'm really disappointed in this stereotype, basically. I don't see myself, I don't see the people I love in them, I don't see what I also want to see coming out of France as well. I would like to see something different coming out of France.
Because they keep the French woman, in this kind of mythical way, where she's sort of like, oh, she's very beautiful and she wears a chiffon scarf, but she's not going to get into politics.
I'd like that to see in those books, what we're thinking. What was our feminist movement?
Yeah.
How strong that was? Where did it go? What is our values in that way? How do we educate in a positive way, not in the cliché of just being pretty for the man? I think there's a lot of other things. And I can can get annoyed just now, so I'm going to stop.
I feel like I'm not a French woman because if French women are like this or look like this, I'm not a French woman. This is why I feel so.
It's in your face all the time, these images that a French woman is supposed to be like or look like.
I don't see.
Yeah, this is just Paris.
Yeah.
Il manque 99% des autres femmes françaises, en fait.
Rapidement, je pourrais vous dire effectivement, dans les maisons de couture ou de parfum, c'est vrai qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de visages français noirs. C'est vrai. Là, je ne connais pas suffisamment ce milieu aussi. Hein. Tout ce que je peux formuler comme idée, c'est que dans le cinéma français, les actrices françaises, de plus en plus, on voit des visages marocains, africains, oui, d'Afrique du Nord, d'Afrique noire.
I grew up not really seeing myself portrayed in magazine. Is that general feeling of not quite fitting in, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at all these comments and I totally don't relate to it. But it's interesting very interesting to read that all these quotes have actually been published as well.
Oh. But even when you watch French movies, the French actresses, they are a bit of the same.
It's true.
Really slim, really a bit chic rebelle. But no, that's true. A bit like with her cigarette on the mouth.
Yes,
I
and the
don't
coffee
care.
and cigarette.
Yeah.
It's true. Oh God.
Like I do what I want to do. And
But
all
yeah,
those
but
things,
you know that's why it is surprising and it isn't, like you said, because that's the France that we grew up in.
Yeah.
And that really never really included us.
I'm director of ENA, which is the National School of Administration in France. I've been director of this prestigious grande école, as we do say, meaning...
Les grandes écoles, the big schools, I guess you could say the great schools, it's our word du jour. Now, there's kind of a collective awareness that it's here and not at universities where the political, engineering, and business elite are educated, or perhaps you might say molded.
Because the school was created in 1945 and it was the first prestigious grande école which was directly open to women. So of course we could do better in France. We could have better record on that, on diversity. But political parties in France, and I would say in England, probably in America, the way we see it right now, and everywhere in the world, are all of them outdated. They have not done their cultural revolution. It's not only about gender equality, it's about approximately everything they are doing and the way they are organized.
Au XVIIIe siècle, les philosophes considèrent qu'un pays, qu'une nation, c'est comme un être humain. Ça naît, ça vit et ça meurt. On décide donc de donner à la France une forme humaine. Il y a quelques députés qui disent, au moment de la Révolution, il faut donner à la France l'image d'un homme. C'est la force, c'est la virilité. Quelques députés disent non. Donnons à la France l'image d'une femme.
Marianne représente pour moi cette quête, cette lutte pour la liberté des esclaves. C'est une représentation très forte de ce que doit être la République, à travers le combat également mené par les femmes. Plus de liberté, plus d'égalité et plus de fraternité.
The problem with feminism in France, I mean, the problem, I don't know, but a problem, I think, is that it's definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
That it's not, it's not equal. It's like...
No, really. Not in France.
I think one of the big French myths, and probably something French would like to be proud of, is France represent a lot of freedom values. And you know, when we were kids at school, they would taught us that this is a free country, like religion free, and you know that I got told at school it was not okay to wear a big Christian cross, as it was not okay to cover your hair.
I hope I understand the values of the Republic, and one of the three key values of the Republic is liberté. Now, where is the liberté in you telling Muslim women that they cannot go onto the beach covered in a way that they would like to be covered? Where is the liberté in that?
Mais monsieur, c'est une violation, encore une fois, de tout ce à quoi nous croyons.
In France, we're not encouraged to talk about our differences.
Yeah.
You know, have you, when you came to the UK, did you have to like fill in any like diversity form and like fill in like your ethnicity and your religion and all that stuff? In France, that's illegal.
Yeah.
It's literally illegal to talk about your difference and like
you're French and that's it.
Yeah, it's and I admire the thought behind that, I guess, but it's always that thing in France where like there's the ideal and like the reality is so far, but like no one talks about the gap between the ideal and the reality.
When my teachers would ask me where you're from because I was black, they would expect me to say that I'm from Benin. Now, what are your papers? What is your nationality? Is French, and there's a fine line. So I started calling myself French here when I came here 16 years ago, because a lot of people are, oh, you're born in France, so you're French. I was like, well, being all my life there, never felt that I could really say that I was French.
Okay.
Because of the way I was treated. And people from my generation is exactly the same, but here it's very different. You know, a black person or Arabic person or whatever, they'll say, yeah, I'm British, but my parents are from Nigeria or Jamaica, and I never felt I could call myself French, even though I was born and grew up there.
Clearly, there's a problem.
There is a problem.
There's actually like a huge, really, really deep,
in France,
disgusting problem.
Donc en fait, la plupart des Français, ils sont encore en fait dans cette idée de la France de Charles de Gaulle.
Vive la République! Vive la France!
Ils veulent encore rester dans cette ancienne France.
Vive la République! Vive la France! Vive la République! Vive la France! Vive la République! Vive la France!
Mais il ne faudrait pas oublier que nous sommes au XXIe siècle et par la mondialisation, il y a une mixité. Donc on doit en fait s'y faire et on doit avancer. On ne peut pas rester en fait toute notre vie dans cette république d'avant. Et il faudrait avancer pour construire ensemble en fait cette république qui représente ces jeunes dynamiques et qui en veulent et qui veulent aussi et qui aiment la France. Ils aiment la France, mais ils se sentent pas quelque part aimés, si on peut dire ça comme ça.
Le modèle, on va dire, français, l'idéologie qui est promue, cet idéal, ce fantasme presque, c'est de très belles valeurs, vraiment, et qu'on peut y adhérer. Malheureusement, je pense qu'il n'y a pas forcément des chemins méritocratiques qui correspondent à ces valeurs-là.
You know, liberté, égalité, fraternité is like, imagine, it's already achieved, so we don't have to talk about equality.
It's not true, because when people think about French women, they don't really think, for example, about me. I guess they probably think about this kind of woman, right?
When you say the French beaches are those of Brigitte Bardot, that sounds absurd to many people. I mean, why can't women decide whether they want to look like Brigitte Bardot or look like somebody else?
La femme française est souvent blanche, ce qui est un truc avec lequel je ne suis pas du tout d'accord. Elle est systématiquement blanche, c'est quand même incroyable.
C'est important surtout pour les jeunes en fait. Quand on est jeune, on est encore période de notre vie qui est pas facile, hein, une période où on se cherche, On essaie de s'identifier à telle ou telle personne et la représentation est primordiale pour moi.
You know that in some of our communities, there is a problem of skin bleaching. Yes. So of course, if you see people on the magazine who have white skin all the time, straight hair, blonde hair, I think there is a symbolic violence, but there is also a bit of physical violence that you're going to do it to yourself. Yeah. Because you want to be slimmer, you want to have a fairer skin, straight hair. Yeah. You cannot accept yourself. You don't see yourself in the beauty magazines. Yeah. I think this representation is essential, especially to young women. To young men as well.
Yeah. It's hard to separate what's you, what's just you and your personality, and what is French about you. It doesn't even make sense to say that it's your French side.
Sometimes people have a reaction being like, oh, it's because you're French, and I'm just like, always just because I'm me?
I'm not sure the representation has changed, that's the problem. Women have changed everywhere, thank God, and I hope it's going to keep changing.
Wouldn't be so amazing if I could represent the women of France today, which is so diverse and absolutely beautiful.
I do feel like we have a say. We have a role to play in this.
Toi, tu peux aller chercher l'information au lieu que ce soit quelqu'un d'autre qui compile l'information que lui veut que tu aies.
Ouais.
Toi, tu vas choisir.
I think the social medias are really helpful because it gives us a voice. So many things to say, so many untold stories. So just use whatever platform you want, just celebrate your Frenchness. Nobody is going to come and tell me I'm not French today.
It's not only French for me, I think it's for everywhere. It's really all woman, right?
Femme française, c'est pas une femme, c'est toutes les femmes ensemble, voilà. Tu vois. C'est toutes les cultures réunies.
I'm having more and more conversations with people, and they're rich, and I'm very happy to be alive to do these things, because for me, communication and enriching each other's life by what I hear, what I share, to have a bit more of human interaction. But I'm enjoying that here and in France and everywhere.
I think that with another generation, which is both more individual but more familiar with the way to express their views through social media or citizen actions, which are not labeled as political, but are actually politics. Politics is the way to make a difference wherever you are and whoever you are.